all right, party people in the place to be, vandals, and all the people who like their scallions. This is a brand new episode. How did we get here? And this is a holiday special episode, and it's the second episode of our Cage Love episode. This is a show where every month Cookie picks a Nicolas Cage movie, and for this festive holiday, what do we have on the table tonight, Cookie?
Tonight we have Trapped in Paradise, which is it's a Christmas comedy
Very
starring
much so.
Nicolas Cage, Saint Nick.
Uh, Obviously, yeah.
We have a
uh,
wonderful cast in this, though, man. He's joined by
mhm.
Dana Carvey and John Lovitz as main cast members, and then there's like an ensemble of just amazing people. Like Donald Moffat's in this thing. The guy that played Taggart in Beverly Hills Cop. The guy Ted's dad from Bill and Ted. Like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
people that pop up in this, and they're all really good, man. Really good ensemble cast all the way through this.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
dir-
very good
from
supporting cast.
1994, directed by George Gallo, I believe is the fellow's name.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
super familiar with his work, but man, he knocked.
Bad Boys. I think his biggest hit was he worked. I think he wrote and directed Bad Boys. He seems to write and direct a lot of his movies, so he's
Why
I
do you
don't.
involved
think
with
that
the.
was a Michael Bay thing?
He did. Michael Bay did direct Bad Boys, so he just wrote it. I'm pretty
He wrote
sure.
it, okay,
Oh,
because I
okay.
saw that in his credits there. So yeah, he is involved with the Bad Boys franchise, all of the movies. I think he wrote all three. Uh, I think there's three of them. Bad Boys, one, two, and
Yeah, there's
then the
Yeah.
most recent one not too long ago. I can't remember what it's called.
about to be a fourth one. Like,
Is there
Are you
really?
serious?
yeah, I think
Holy
Bay's actually
shit!
coming back for the fourth one too, from what I understand.
Ah, ah. Hmm. So yeah, so I mean, Nicolas Cage. This is basically a pick to fit the season, but I think he's done one other Christmassy type. Family Man, is that what it's called?
I
Yeah,
love The Family Man. Yes.
Yeah, that's another like Christmas type movie Nick Cage has done. So we'll keep that one for next Christmas.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that next year.
yeah, that one's a little more.
For-
It's a Wonderful Life-ish.
It's
It's kind of
sappy
yeah,
as shit. Yeah.
yeah, that's where he's a tire salesman, right?
hmm
If I remember the story correctly, yeah, yeah. And that's who's his wife in that?
Taya Leone.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Leone. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah. My memory's pretty good. I don't. I've only seen it maybe once or twice. So mm, yeah. Yeah. Before he hit, I think he did. That was one of his last movies before bankruptcy hit him, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, bankruptcy came shortly
Before the
after.
IRS came knocking. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, Cookie, second episode of Cage Love. We're going with Trapped in Paradise.
Yes.
We'll let you open up. What are your thoughts on this movie?
Well, I hadn't seen it pretty much since I was a kid, and I thought I'd seen it all the way through, and watching it from beginning to end
Mhm.
again, I'm like, oh no, there's so much that I missed. The only thing
Yeah.
that I remembered was Tripod the dog.
Okay.
but I loved, I had so much fun watching this movie because everybody is just cranked up to 11, and it is just so funny and stupid and ridiculous, but it all works and it feels very festive in
Mm-hmm.
like, kind of like I was getting Christmas vacation vibes
A
from
little bit.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, what's the story? The story is what? Three brothers that are crooks.
Well,
Uh,
two that are like convicted crooks, and then one who's
okay.
trying to stay
Yeah.
on the straight path, and he just keeps veering off.
Which
And
is that's Nick Cage's character is the one who's trying to
yeah,
walk the straight and narrow. Yeah, and
he's
Dana
trying to be a good
Carvey.
guy.
Yeah, Dana Carvey and John Lovitz play his brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two convicted uh,
Mm-hmm.
villains. And then while they're in jail, they hear from another convict that there's this place in this small town, a bank on Christmas Eve. They always have a big amount of money in the safe, and that's where the two brothers get a plan to go to Paradise. The town's called Paradise, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
they rope good old Nick. Bill is his name in this movie.
Bill. Yeah.
into going for that heist at the bank. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, of course, it's all craziness
Nothing
happens.
goes. Yes,
Yeah,
nothing goes
yeah.
right.
They get trapped in the town with the cops, and I think the FBI get involved too, trying to hunt down the people who robbed the bank. And then,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they have an accident with the car, so they're afoot, trapped in the town, and yeah.
And everybody in the town's like so nice, to the point where it's almost terrifying, like how good of people they are.
Yes.
That like they change like the it's kind of a Grinch type tale. Like they all trying to change their mind. Well, not really John Lovitz. He's kind of stays shitty the whole time, but
Yeah.
like Dana Carvey kind of like comes around too towards the end with
Mhm.
the. He's like, I don't know, like they kind of gave his character like this type of innocence to it, even though he
Yeah.
like, even though he makes that Mickey Rourke face the whole movie, man. Like,
Yeah.
dude, he does like the
He
best
does.
Mickey Rourke impersonation ever, dude.
Oh my God, you're so right.
Yeah, he could play like his brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like you said, I agree with you, Johnny. He has this innocence to his character where I think he steals. It's more like a klepto type thing.
Yeah, he just
Right?
can't
A
help it. Like,
a
Yeah.
kleptomaniac is someone who steals, right?
Yes.
It's like okay. So I think he's more like he steals not because like John Lovitz is out of maybe greed and like wanting to get rich quick and type stuff like
Mhm.
that. But I think Dana Carvey's character, like you said, he has like a childlike innocence to him, and he seems out of the three the most pure of heart of the 3 of the
Mhm.
characters, and you can't help but like fall in love with his character. You know, he's his little laugh that he does all the time.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
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 No, I like when they open up the trunk because he's like,
oh my God, guns!
oh my God, guys! He puts the candy cane in his mouth. He's just like, oh, whatever.
Oh,
Oh my God, I was like,
my
Go
favorite is
ahead.
at the end when like they rescue him out of the river and the guy gives him CPR and he goes like, "Who are you?" And he goes, "Fred." And he goes, "Flintstone." And the guy just goes, "Yeah."
yeah.
Goes with it, dude. It's like,
No. So he ends up always being the getaway driver, right? In their plans, he's the one who's in the car. Then he rides
Yeah.
the horse and carriage.
Mhm.
Yeah. hmm So,
you do what you do and I do what I do.
yeah, that's
Yes.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
And he doesn't
then,
do it very well.
yeah, one of the scenes I remember, one of my favorite scenes is where Nick Cage goes all Nick Cage, is when there's the crowd and he has the bag and he starts yelling, he has a gun, he has a gun. That
Mhm.
was so like, I was like, you see him that
like,
part.
oh no!
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Like I
yes.
remember seeing it in Kick Ass. I remember seeing it like that's one of his go-to moves in
Mhm.
movies, you know? And that's where I was like, oh, there's a Nick Cage moment right there.
Yeah.
He's doing Nick Cage, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
And then
some really good cageisms in this one, yeah.
Yes.
where he gags when he sees
Chock
the
full.
money.
Yes.
I don't know if that was in the script or if he improvised that. Like,
Oh my God, it was
like
so
just
good.
yeah, just the amount of money is sickening. How much money was there? He's like, yeah, yeah, and of course he has a love interest in this movie.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. You know, like when the woman offers to pay for his ticket when he's trying to get a bus ticket to get out of town,
Mm.
I'd have been like, just ask her for her address when you get home. Just mail her the money back.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
like that scene. I was like, there's an easy solution here.
Yeah.
She wants to pay for it. She's such a nice person. All you have to do is write down your address, and when I get home, I'll send the money back to you in the mail or something. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. But then that leads to the great scene where he screams, "There's a gun! There's a gun!"
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love his outfit, the sheepskin collar with the Russian style fur hat.
Yes.
When they're running around town, that's a great look.
Yeah.
I love that look. Yeah.
Now, the costuming in the movie was actually it was really good for being such a, low key comedy. I was like, everybody's looking pretty good. So.
And
And
then
there's
the mother.
there's one character I really feel sorry for in the movie though, and that's Clovis, man. Like he just had the rotten luck of having a shitty friend. Like I don't think
Oh, I
Clovis,
know.
the Spill on Aisle 4 guy, like he
Yeah.
I feel like he's the one character in the movie I feel the worst for, to tell you the truth. Like,
Mm-hmm. Because it's like he just gets like roped into all this stuff because his friend's a conspiracy theorist whack job. So it's like, oh.
What else has he been in? I've seen him in other movies, Clovis guy.
Oh man, I
From
probably
the
have too,
time.
but like this character is just so iconic that like if I did see him, like it would just register always as Clovis. So it's kind of maybe a good thing I don't see him too often.
Yeah.
Because
And
everybody
the
like it is just so on point in this.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. When you
Oh,
have the FBI,
the sheriff's son wasn't he was in something else too. He looked very familiar.
Yeah, he was
I
on a TV show, right? Like he was on Northern Exposure, one of those big shows in the 90s, right?
maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
then you have the FBI agent. You see him in tons of movies, always a
Yeah.
supporting role. Richard Jenkins,
Mm-hmm.
Agent Pacer. Man, that guy looks the same age today as he did then, eh?
I know.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's like he looks exactly the same age, man. He looked 60 back then. He looks 60 today.
It's like you always looked old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, man. Oh. Mm. So let's see now. We got the director, which Johnny said was George Gallo. He actually, another movie he did that's really popular was the De Niro movie, Midnight Run.
Okay. Oh, that also
Oh.
had the guy that played the conspiracy theory guy, the Taggart from Beverly Hills Cop, was also in that. So he must be buddies with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he wrote it, but he didn't direct it. Martin Brest directed it, but he wrote all. I think there's the original movie, and then they did 3 sequels as well without De Niro. With
Wow, I had no idea there was Midnight Run sequels. I love the first one though, man. Like
yeah,
Charles
it's a great
Grodin was
movie.
really good in that. Yeah, great cast in that as well.
Mm.
So this guy's mainly known for writing and screenplays. A lot of his credits are writing and screenplays. He does
Action
direct.
comedies too. He's like seems to be his bread and butter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think that's his most notable work that he's worked on is maybe Midnight Run, then it's Bad Boys. But yeah, when I saw Midnight Run, I was like, oh yeah, shit, that's a classic movie from '88. Let's see, he did the screenplay for I think the remake of 29th Street. Then he has some more newer stuff in his filmography, which yeah, did like comedies, like you said, but Bad Boys and Midnight Run were the 2 that stood out to me aside from this one.
Hey, if this is the only thing he directed, man, it's a good show, man.
Yeah.
It's on point. Like in my opinion, like Cookie said, it's on that National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation level of just really good. Like it's a genuinely funny movie too. Like I
Mhm.
giggled so hard watching it last night, man.
Yeah.
Like I did when I was a kid, man. And it's because it's so goodly cast, man. So like the cast is so great, and John Lovitz is just a screaming example of that because his character. It's a hard sell, man. I can't think of too many other people being able to pull that character off and have it be so likable and lovable, where you're just like
Mhm.
giggling at his stupid ass ideas all the time with this who me look on his face. Like he
Yeah.
just does all of it so perfectly. Like he's the perfect shitty little dude, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah. I wonder how this came about. That cast, Dana Carvey and John Lovitz. It's obvious because they're part of like the Saturday Night Live cast from the '90s.
Yeah.
And I think Dana Carvey '80s to the '90s, possibly. So those 2 seem like an obvious match, but I wonder how Nick Cage got thrown into the mix here with those 2 guys.
That's a good call because he wasn't quite known for going extra yet. So but like he did in this movie, he was just as over the top, and like he sells so many good bits with them. Like when they're breaking back into the bank and they're doing the thing with their fingers, and like Dana Carvey's like, well, let's just go, you know.
Yeah.
Like they just gave each other all so much great stuff to work off of, and like Nick Cage was right there with them because he is a silly bastard, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Don't love that, but at this time he wasn't quite known for it. So like, yeah, it's kind of neat that they
Yeah.
took a swing with him, and like he performed right there with them, in my opinion.
Yeah, because he hadn't had too many comedies under his belt because this came out in what, '94, we said?
94, yeah.
Yeah.
'94. So let's see. He had Garden Test, which was kind of a comedy. Before that,
When did Raising Arizona come out?
that's what I'm looking at. That's the one I
Mm.
was thinking of. And yeah, Raising Arizona came out after this, it seems.
Oh,
From what
wow.
I'm looking at the filmography. No, why is it not coming up here?
I think
But,
Raising
yeah.
Arizona was a little before. I think Raising Arizona was like 1990 or 1992. Like,
Okay, I got 93, 91. He didn't do Raising Arizona before he did Wild at Heart, did he? Holy shit, yeah, it was 87.
Stop.
Holy fuck. Raising Arizona came out in 87. Came out the same year as when he did Moonstruck.
No.
Yeah,
Stop.
he did. Yeah.
he was
Moonstruck.
funny. He was funny in Wild at Heart, but that wasn't a comedy. Like,
No, that's not a comedy, but that's the first movie I saw with Nick Cage was Wild at Heart. So I
No.
was thinking Raising Arizona came out after, but it's quite a bit before, a few years before.
What's the movie he did with Cher? Like that, I think that's
Moonstruck.
the first time I remember hearing
Moonstruck.
about him.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. What's it? He has 116 credits to his for acting, Nick Cage. So we have 116 movies to choose from, and he keeps adding 2 or 3 a year, so that number is just going to keep going up.
Mhm.
Valley Girl was a
Oh, I forgot
comedy.
about Valley Girl. I love that movie.
That's where he plays like a semi-punk guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's his
Falls in
one
love
of
with
his
the
first.
square.
Yeah. Then he The Best of Times was a TV show that he was on first. Then his first movie was Fast Times, Ridgemount High.
Mhm.
Then Valley Girl, Rumblefish. I've heard of Rumblefish, but I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen Rumblefish? That's actually
I think I've seen it, but it's such a long time ago. Yeah.
it's got that black and white with red thing going on. It's pretty cool. Like it's him, like Sylvester Stallone. I'm pretty sure it's a Francis Ford Coppola movie. His uncle made it. I'm pretty sure.
That's true. He's that's his uncle.
He's a Nepo baby.
Yeah. Francis Ford. You're right, Johnny. That was directed by Francis Ford. Racing with the Moon. We got the Cotton Club, Birdie, The Boy in Blue, Peggy Sue, Raising Arizona. Wasn't he in The Outsiders?
No.
He wasn't in that, eh? The cast with Tom Cruise and all those other guys, Matt Dillon and all that.
Rumblefish is what you're thinking of if you've seen him as a greaser. Like, yeah.
Okay, so I've seen Rumblefish then. Okay.
He was a little too young to be in The Outsiders because, like, look at how little Tom Cruise was in that, man, doing backflips off the back of the car. Like,
he was like a baby.
Yeah.
I think he was actually taller back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trapped in Paradise, man. Like, I really, like, I remember watching it for the first time when I was a kid, when it came out in junior high, and I actually was kind of, I didn't want to go see it. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be a sappy Christmas movie. I kind of like went with my mom, and like I had a ball with it. I didn't like really know that Dana Carvey was going to be in it, and like it's actually my favorite role of Carvey's, man. Like he's only kind of really been in a few films, but like I would say that Alvin Firpo like puts like Garth and anything else he did to shame, in my opinion. Like
had more character growth.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. It's not just like a parody of something else, you know. He acts silly like he does, but I mean, it seems like what is it, Wayne's World? Like when he plays Garth, that seems like a totally like a version of like a headbanger from back in the day, you know. It's but this one, like you said, it seems like a more genuine character, like you said, that has growth, and so he got to actually try a little bit of acting. Maybe don't know if I'd go that far, but
him in the diner scene was, where he was, telling Nick Cage the truth about what was going on. I was like, oh, Alvin.
And his bestest Christmas sweater ever. Yeah, I like the whole. I like this whole thing. Like it really kind of like when they had him steal the horse, that was the bridge too far for him. And he was like, he did not feel good about stealing Timmy's horse. And like after that, like, that's when like he really changed, kind of. He's still stealing candy bars at the end. So like how much but like I love that with all the
an impulse. He can't help it. We'll give him the candy bars. That's fine.
I'm trying to look what the budget for this movie was. It grossed $6 million in North America, and another 6 million worldwide. Did an opening weekend, but it doesn't have. I don't see the budget here for the actual film itself, so it's hard to say if they actually.
Man,
money on it.
Yeah.
it was probably a decent middle budget film, like $20 million at that time. I would say
You
they
think
put
it was that much?
at the most, maybe less, but like yeah, that'd probably be the most I'd say that they put into that was just like a good moderate budget, $20 million for the time period.
Yeah. So
Um,
if that's the
I mean,
case, they probably
there's a
didn't
lot.
make their money
There's a
back.
lot. There's a lot to it. They have a couple action set pieces with the car and the
Mhm.
sleigh chase with the cars jumping and stuff like that. Plus, like the logistics of just like the bank heist alone, which is so hysterically done. Like I loved, like I thought the comedy and that was done perfect because they have to go across the street and because they're robbing the bank and the bank manager's not there, so they got to go get the bank manager from the restaurant. And like, oh man, the thing with the waitress where she's like, I'm going to get the money out of the cash register. And he's like, no, I'm robbing the bank. She's like,
but it's across the street.
and then they have to take everybody from the diner across the street to the bank. And like John Lovitz is trying to make them all sing, and he's like doing prison yoga with them. Like,
Oh,
dude.
Here I got a few facts here I found while looking for stuff. Because the town didn't really have snow, so they had to make 75,000 pounds of fake snow to make this movie to simulate the snowstorm.
There's half the budget.
Yeah, potato flakes, of biodegradable potato flakes. 75,000 pounds of potato flake.
Oh my god.
Yeah. According to John Lovitz, director George Gallo. I wonder if he's related to Vincent Gallo. Did not actually direct much and told the cast to do whatever they wanted. Yeah.
Really?
And he goes on, John Lovitz goes on to say, Nicolas Cage actually directed some of the film because Gallo refused to give him direction.
Wow. That's awkward.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he doesn't really direct.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. He has to deal with the fucking actors all the time. Dana Carvey based his character's speaking style on two people, film producer Brad Gray and a young Mickey Rourke. Oh, so that's why he makes that goddamn face all the time. Good call, Johnny, man. Good call.
Good job.
20th century Fox representatives had to fly from LA to Canada to tell Dana Carvey to stop doing the voice, but Nicolas Cage encouraged him to keep doing it. So it sounds like Nicolas Cage was being a jerk on this movie. Maybe that's where.
If you're an actor, you want to be directed, and if your director's like, do whatever, that's probably a little frustrating. Just saying. I might be, defending, but.
Okay, so one of your favorite scenes, the tripod.
Oh.
Was it originally in the movie, but the director saw someone while they were filming, people kind of on the barricades, they just watched the filming, and he saw the owner with a dog and fell in love with the dog, so he put him in the movie. Found a part for Tripod the dog. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. What else is there here? Dana Carvey. Yeah, Saturday Night Live. We already knew that. So those are some of the more interesting tidbits. Yeah. So it's funny that he based it off Mickey Rourke. Yeah. But I remember Mickey Rourke sounding that kind of, the face for sure. For sure. Yeah.
Well, he was doing Mickey Rourke's voice, but like squeaky, man. Like if you you listen to like the speech pattern, it's there, but like he's got that whole I guess the squeaky part of the voice must be whoever the film producer David Gray or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But like the pattern and like the look and like definitely making fun of Mickey Rourke for some reason, man. I don't know what Dana Carvey had against him, but like, he was like, I'm dunking on this guy. This whole
well, 94 Rourke was because early 90s he had a good little go. Mickey Rourke, he did those
Yeah, he was coming off
erotic
of
kind of films. You
9.5
know,
weeks.
9.5 weeks, stuff like
Mhm.
that. Yeah,
Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man,
man.
Mhm.
Yeah, he had a few.
Heat, right? One that he was
Yeah,
in. Um,
yeah.
Angel Heart,
Yeah.
Mickey Blue Eyes or Frankie Blue Eyes. What was that one called? The gangster film that he was in. Yeah.
Yeah,
Something blue eyes, you know.
he had a little 4 or 5 year run there back in the 90s where he
Mhm.
was fairly popular.
Yeah.
And kind of normal looking, not like how Mickey Rourke looks nowadays. Like,
I swear, it
Yeah.
is so tragic. He was so beautiful.
Well, you know what a lot of that is from, right?
It's boxing, right?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
obsessed with boxing. He wanted to try to become a professional boxer.
he did, and he had a good record for a guy
Did
his
he?
age. Yeah, like he
Yeah.
from what I understand, like I'm not a boxing fan. Like I actually like saw some guy talk about it, and like yeah, he was had a pretty good record for like coming into it at his age that he did, and because like he wasn't like taking it on like a lot of people when they become a boxer, like that's what they did when they were a kid, and like they come into it in their early 20s and they have that prime year. Whereas like he
Yeah.
kind of took it on like later on, and like from what I understand, he was pretty decent for.
Yeah.
And then he did his whole comeback thing with a couple in the indie scene, and then
Mm.
The Wrestler, I think. Yeah, The Wrestler was his big comeback movie. I think when he did that movie, he got a lot of
yeah, that was his big comeback.
nominations. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Robert Rodriguez is like the first guy I saw really put him in shit though. Like he was in
Yeah.
He was in
Once-
Sin City, right?
Sin
Oh,
City,
yeah.
time
City,
in
yeah.
Mexico. He was in the Spy Kid movie, I think.
Yeah,
But
I think he
I think
did Sin City before The Wrestler, right?
I think the first thing
Mhm.
I saw him in though
Yeah.
was Buffalo '66. That was like his first thing he did in a long ass
That's
time. When
true.
Oh,
Long
that's
Chuck-
right.
Yeah,
I always forget that he's in that.
yeah. He's the mafia dude that
Mhm.
makes him take the fall.
Yeah.
That also reminds me
Bad bet.
the mafia guys in this movie, man, were really funny. Like they
Oh
were
my
really,
god.
they were super cartoonish. They were like right out of a Bugs Bunny cartoon, but like I
Mhm.
thought they were pretty funny. They kidnapped Nicolas Cage and like their mom basically, and like they drive her to Paradise with them. And man, the lady that plays the mom's fucking hilarious when she's like
I love her.
when she's trying to torture him and she starts singing "Beautiful Dreamer." Oh,
Yes.
dude,
Yeah.
I was like, this is the type of old woman I want to be. Like, I love her. She's so bitchy and
Yeah,
so
she's
sassy. It's like,
sassy.
yes.
Like when he's like, "Oh, darling, what are we now?" And she goes on her little tirade about, in the back seat. Yeah,
Mhm. I'll say whatever the hell I want, whenever I want.
yeah. Then they get fed up and throw her in the trunk because they've had enough of her mouth. Yeah, she doesn't take no flack from anyone.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and it's funny at the end when Nick Cage ends up
in the
getting
car
in
with
with them. Yeah, then he's like,
Yeah.
"What's that noise? What's that noise?" Yeah, and the two brothers figure it out, don't they? They start running after him,
Yeah, well,
right?
because
Because they see the mafia guys because they recognize them, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, well, I think it was just coincidence that they ended up in the same car, and somehow he wound up being like, "Oh, this is a picture of my mom," like, because I think he was talking about Sarah, the mobster's daughter. He's like,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
remember? And
Mhm.
he's like, "Oh, I can't wait for my mom to meet her." It's like,
Mhm.
you have a picture of your mom?
Yeah,
I was like,
that's
"Oh my
true. I
god!"
forgot.
It
Yeah.
was so weird, such a
Yeah.
weird, wild movie.
See, I didn't. I remember. I know I've seen this movie like back when
Hmm.
it came out, and when I was watching, it, I was like, I don't remember hardly anything about it. Like
Yeah.
hardly anything at all. Yeah. But for a Nick Cage movie, what would you say this is like? What top half, lower half of his filmography? Like for me, it'd fall somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I'd say it's
Yeah.
like middle. It's seasonal Cage.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
So,
one of the films where I started seeing him being interesting. You know what I mean? Like
mhm.
one thing I didn't remember when I watched this, like when he hits on girls in movies, it's pretty fucking creepy. And no matter what
Oh,
movie it is, like
yes.
in The Knowing, it was pretty bad. But when he's hitting on Sarah in this movie, I'm just kind of like, why are you being like this, man? Like that,
Mm,
you're like, like he's lucky. Like she was willing to give him a chance, man. Like
I'm sorry, that was the most forced thing in the whole movie because I'm
yeah,
like, he's so fucking weird. There's no way that this would ever actually happen. There's no way. I
Yeah.
don't know.
But he's always been had that kind of persona though. Like the kind of weird,
I don't know
you
when
know.
he's trying to act suave, like when he's being really nice to the bank manager's wife, like he was creepier than either of the brothers. When he was like, Mrs. A, nothing smells better in the whole world. Like I was like, he is being like that's when I'd call the cops when that dude would started acting like that. I'm like, okay, them boys are up to something. Like that one that's trying to act normal, there's something way wrong about him.
Yeah.
But yeah, at that time, like he was mostly known for like you said, he'd done like weird romantic comedies, and then like he kind of did like Guarding Tess, which was like a movie my mom really liked. That was with Jessica Tandy, right? Was the old lady?
Yeah.
And it was a cute movie, man. Like,
but you got to think he did Moonstruck that same year, which he got that's when he got nominated for not his first Oscar, right? For Moonstruck, if I'm not mistaken. So it's kind of, I wonder if, well, no, because he must have had the filming done for this one before he received his nomination for Moonstruck, I would assume. So maybe he was like, oh, fuck, like thinking, why am I doing this like a comedy when I'm getting nominated for an Oscar? And, maybe he kind of wasn't fully committed to it. I don't know. But,
no, it seemed like he had fun. It's just some of like his some of his ways that he kind of like tried to like act smooth. Like it came off more creepy than like even like the John Lovitz being like straight up shysty about it. Like him being like, what are these gifts? Can I have them? Like right on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he was a little less like put offish in my opinion. But like
I think it had to have been intentional, like a choice of his to be like, I'm gonna try and be suave, but I'm gonna intentionally come off creepy. Because in previous movies, like he's been like I will swoon over that. So I'm like, I know it's in him to be, normal and.
Well, I mean, like I don't know about him being super suave, but like I mean, as Cameron Poe with the hummingbird and all that, like that was way more suave than like say Sarah Collins. Like when he comes up to her and he's like trying to act like he's psychic, you know what I mean? It's just like that girl would be getting that guard over here with his gun.
Yeah,
because like the way he plays it in Raised in Arizona is kind of cute and dorky. Like the way he comes on to what's the actress's name in Raised in Arizona?
Helen Hunt, right?
Helen Hunt. Yeah, she plays the cop that takes his picture and all that stuff.
No, not Helen.
No, not Helen. Holly Hunter.
Holly Hunter. Yeah.
Holly Hunter. Yeah.
There were two H's. I had to write
that. Yeah. And like he comes off more goofy but adorable in that one compared to like you said, he definitely
he has done roles where he's been like goofy, but it's endearing and it's
endearing.
You fall for it.
Yeah,
you're like, oh my god, it's just so cute. And this is not one of them.
No, well,
no.
He kind of has that like outburst every now and then, like with his brothers, where he kind of loses it, and you get that Nick Cage like
the screaming,
eccentric screaming Nick Cage, where he just like goes over the top. You get that like 3 or 4 scenes in this one, and it's almost always with towards John Lovitz's character.
With that look on your face,
the one where they have the car crash, and he's like, "Ow, no, ooh, ow," and like. Like he just keeps yelling "ow" louder.
I can't. I was like, this is just delicious. This is like perfect Cage. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So for what would you recommend? Would you recommend people watch this for the holidays?
Oh, absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah,
Like
it's definitely worth watching. It's
Yeah.
so funny. Whole family can watch it. Some parts of it haven't aged well, maybe, but
Like what parts would you say haven't aged well?
they use the R word quite often, and it's like, oh.
Okay.
But other than that, it's a good family movie.
Mm.
and you'll get some good solid laughs out of it, man. Good belly laughs. Like I genuinely laugh at this film when I watch it, man.
Now I almost have to rewatch it just to watch Dana Carvey imitating Mickey Rourke again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to pick it up. I'm gonna rewatch it and I'll fast forward to all the scenes with him.
Well, there's so many standouts. Like the FBI agent really steals it, especially at the end with the what scene where
Yes.
it's like kind of melts down. Like, yeah, he hella reminds me of Adrian too. Like in this film, like I don't know if it was a speech pattern or something. Like, but like when he gets all angry, like he hella reminded me of Adrian.
Yeah. Yeah. Much love. Do you have any ideas what you thinking of maybe throwing out there for people to vote on, Cookie? Or do you have anything in mind already? Some movies that you were kind of contemplating already beforehand?
Well, I still have to see Wild at Heart. I've never seen it. I'm still trying to find it, which is like ridiculous.
Is it?
Yeah, it's hard to. I think I'm gonna have to buy physical media.
Oh, there you go.
All right, guess we're doing this.
It's not on streaming anywhere. I have the
No.
DVD, so
Yeah, no, I can't find it anywhere. So I'm like, all right, like even to rent, I can't rent it anywhere. I'm like, all right. People were requesting Bringing Out the Dead.
Bringing Out the Dead, yeah.
What I have to pick for?
Yeah, that's a Scorsese film. Yeah, the other one was a David Lynch film. Wild at Heart is a David Lynch film. Those are two great directors right there.
Have you ever seen Sorcerer's Apprentice? That's a good Nicolas Cage movie.
I think I have.
Is Jay Baruchel plays his apprentice in that one?
Jay Baruchel plays Mickey Mouse in it.
Yes.
Yes, it was actually decent. I didn't mind that movie. I thought it was pretty good. It was fun.
It's hilarious, man. Like that's why I've thrown it in the ring, man. It'll be a good conversation, I think.
All right, so we're throwing that in the ring, and now we need one more.
Wild at Heart, Bringing Out the Dead, and Sorcerer's Apprentice. Okay.
What about Dream Scenario? Since that's like new, out and relevant, and I think it's rentable now. I'm not sure if it's, but
is it rentable?
It might be. I haven't checked. Like I know that Thanksgiving and Silent Night are both up for rent now. I'm like gonna be watching both those tonight, probably.
Okay, so those are anyway. We could figure out the fourth one after, but I was just wondering if there's already some that you were like, oh, like. You know, when people hear about it, they're like, oh, right away. Like they always have a movie that comes to mind, right? They're like, oh, this one. And I saw Bringing Out the Dead. Fulci mentioned it, and you said Emmett mentioned that one. Wild at Heart is one of my favorite Nick Cage movies. Johnny just mentioned Sorcerer's Apprentice, which I'd not completely forgot about, but because I remember it
doesn't mention very much.
But Vin Diesel came out with a similar type movie around the same time, right? Where he was Sorcerer's Apprentice, and that one came out right around the same period, like within a year of each other. And
wasn't it like called The Witcher or something like that?
The Last Witch Hunter.
The Last Witch Hunter. That's
okay. Yeah, they had similar vibes. The two movies. One was Diesel, one was Cage, and I think I preferred the Nick Cage movie. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like Alfred Molina's like the evil wizard. Toby Kibble's like the evil apprentice, and Monica Bellucci's like the love interest that they gotta save. Like Nick Cage has like this really awesome long hair in it, man. Like
he has the long hair. Yeah.
He's rocking a wizard look. It's pretty gangster. Like kind of like how I want him to look if he ever shows up as a Jedi in Star Wars, which I really hope they do. Like if
why are there rumors that he's supposed to show up in a Star Wars movie?
No, it's just something as a fan I'd love to see, like both him. Yeah, I'd love to see him as a Jedi, dude. Like,
well, I don't know. I thought maybe
it was the universe.
Yeah, because I don't keep up with the news cycle so much anymore. So I was wondering if that was something that got rumored or Yeah, because he hasn't been in anything blockbuster-ish of
No.
late. Like he did.
Has he done like a big franchise like that?
Renfield's
hasn't,
his
right?
biggest thing that he's put out like lately.
lately? Yeah.
Well, there's talks that like he's gonna be in the next Spider-Verse movie again, and they're still talking about maybe doing a Spider-Man noir film with him doing the voice for that.
I
Oh,
would
the
love
noir.
that.
Yes, because like live action. You mean?
No, I think they're gonna do a cartoon movie. Like after the first one came out, they said that they were in talks to maybe do one with him, and I'd
Okay,
watch it.
like animated,
Yeah.
and he's gonna reprise his role, the voice of Noir. Okay.
Because if they do it live action, I'd hope that they'd actually do like an actual good adaptation of that comic book. Because I loved the Spider-Man noir comic. I don't know if you ever checked that out by David Hine. I think Nick Cage is a little too old to be playing Spider-Man. Just saying.
Yeah.
I love the guy, but
Nick. When did that come out? The comic.
like 2005.
Okay, the original series came out in 2005.
Yeah, it's quite a bit old. Yeah, it's when they first did the Marvel Noir stuff. They came out with Spider-Man Noir, X-Men Noir, and Luke Cage, right?
Okay.
But Spider-Man's the only one that really did anything. They did 2 arcs, and they're
Took
both
off.
really good. I liked it because they made it take place in the 30s, and like his mask was actually Uncle Ben's pilot mask from World War I, and like the cracking was actually like the leather crack. It wasn't like, I don't know. I like the way they came up with the lore for it. It was a fun, and I think it could make for a pretty rad movie. But like, I don't know about Nick Cage being able to play young Pete Parker in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if
Because
they
he's young in the original iteration of it.
Well, he's not like, I don't think he's in high school or anything, but yeah, he's like 20 or something like that in it.
Okay. Because that doesn't make sense for a noir character to be that young, though.
Yeah, no, he was like old enough to get into the speakeasy and shit. He was like working for, like, yeah, like I said, he wasn't in high school, but like he was young, on the young side. He wasn't, wasn't 60
a young
like
man
age.
coming into his own as an adult, finding his way, first job.
At least I'm hoping he's going to be in the third movie. They showed him at the end of the second Spider-Verse, so I was hoping that meant like Nick Cage is going to be back in the third one.
Is there anything announced for him coming out anytime soon? Is there anything slated? Any movies slated for him? What was the Dreams one? Was his latest release, right?
Dream Scenario.
Yeah.
Did that that retirement plan movie come out yet? Like I know.
I think it did. I think it's on Hulu now.
Let's see. The Retirement Plan 2023. What's the release date here? Let's see the release date. I don't know. So 2023, it must be out now. If it's written 2023, I mean, unless it's coming out in the next 2 weeks, I mean, it should already be out.
Yeah.
I don't see a release date when it was released. Just a sec. I'm scrolling down. This makes for some great me scrolling through IMDb. Okay, yeah, 'cause it has box office numbers. Where's the September 15th it came out.
Oh.
So that should be available. That should be you should be able to rent that on streaming services then if it's been out that long.
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Hulu to rent or with a Hulu subscription? It's free with the subscription?
It's free with subscription. Yeah.
I'll have to check then to see if it's on Disney Plus.
And I think he had 2 Westerns this year? Also.
Oh, I got to see that. Yeah, what's the Western called?
The Old Way and Butcher's Crossing. He had 2, but the Old Way is I seen that one. That's the one where he has the daughter that's a psychopath like him, and like he's trying to like raise her like so she could be normal around people. It's a really cute movie in its own way.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I highly recommend The Old Way, man. Out of the movies I seen of his this year, yeah, I'd recommend it over Sympathy for the Devil. But like, I just kind of wish like all in all, that was a stronger film because like I liked parts of it, but like I don't know. I think it kind of was a little limp at the start of it. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Yeah, but it was slow to start, but it was good. I liked
yeah.
it.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so in 2023 he has The Old Way,
Hmm.
Renfield, The Flash, but I mean that was just a CG thing with him in the Superman suit. Sympathy for the Devil, Dream Scenario, and The Retirement Plan. So that's 1, 2, 3, 5 actual movies and one just a cameo in The Flash. So 6 credits, but 5 actual movies came out with Nick Cage in it in 2023. And you have Butcher's Crossing, but that was in 2022, but it must have been near the end of the year.
Oh, that's where I'm getting confused. Okay.
Yeah. The 2 movies in 2022. You had the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent in Butcher's Crossing.
Oh.
And
I
2021.
still need to see that. People tell me that it's good though. Like
Butcher's Crossing
no, the unbearable weight of
of Massive Talent. I loved it.
See,
I thought it was so good.
I'm lukewarm about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. Like it was fun, but it
Mhm.
wasn't. I like Nick Cage when he's like being really serious, like let's say in The Pig,
Hmm.
or really eccentric or weird, kind of like Willy's Wonderland. You know,
Mandy, maybe.
man, I'll have to rewatch that. To be honest, I'll have to rewatch it.
get
Mhm.
past the first half hour, man, and that movie's badass. Like I
Mhm.
agree, man. Like it's kind of slow, but I love the cinematography, so I just kind of groove through the beginning, and then when it gets to
Yeah.
like the fun part,
But I think the problem with that is there was so much hype surrounding that movie before. Like everyone was like,
Yeah.
the best movie of the year. It's top 10 horror movie or whatever. So I was like, oh shit, with Nick Cage. So like my expectations were so high that I think I was let down after watching it because I don't know what I was expecting, but
Yeah.
yeah.
See, like I went in blind, so I was just like, "Oh, this is awesome."
Yeah, well,
So
that's the best way to go into any movie.
I
That's
know.
why I
That's why,
don't
like,
really watch
yeah.
trailers anymore and stuff. Like people are like,
Mhm.
"Did you see the trailer?" I'm like, I try not to,
Yeah.
you know, because
Yeah.
I went in blind. My friend Zodrider told me like it was like this super disturbing movie, and like it was
Mhm.
fucked up, so I had to check
yeah,
it
the
out.
atmosphere is definitely on point. Like if you want that uneasy, unsettling atmosphere, that definitely gives off that vibe.
Yeah.
And that actress who plays his girlfriend, she's good at, you know, those weird
Mhm.
kind of, yeah, she definitely has that subtlety to her when
Yeah.
she does roles that's unsettling. Yeah,
Mhm.
she's got that face, you know, that kind
She
of
looks
where
like
you're
the
like,
Mona.
Yeah.
She looks like the Mona Lisa, man. Like she
yeah,
like
Yes.
there's all the scenes in that movie where I'm just like,
yeah,
man, like this is the real life version of the Mona Lisa smile right here. This is what
yeah,
that movie should have been.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So, yeah, there's definitely, but I mean,
What about
has,
Color Out of Space? Like he was way more eccentric in that than Mandy, I'd say. Like with the
Yeah.
but
scratching his arm.
I love that movie though. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I
Yeah,
don't understand. I don't understand how you could love that and not Mandy.
because it got such bad, like not everyone was dissing it, but it was
Mhm.
kind of, no one was talking about it. So and it was a movie where I was like, I probably won't like this. I was going in with a negative kind of
Yeah.
attitude
So it
towards
had the
it,
opposite effect.
where it
Yeah.
had the opposite effect on me, where I'm like, wow, this was like totally took me by surprise. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is way better than I ever thought it had the right to be, and really loved it, you know?
Mhm.
So
You sound like Marcus Aguelo right now, man.
I do.
Yeah, you like talk about
Yeah,
like
my
no
nose
I'm
is a little stuffy, so yeah, maybe that's why.
talking. Sure. Like we'll put it to your stuffy nose that you sound like a fictional character.
Yeah,
Uh,
I hope I'm not coming down with another cold. God damn it!
Oh my God. Are you
Yeah.
serious, Joe?
I don't
you
think
don't.
so. I think it's just stuffy.
Yeah, you don't really sound sexy. You kind of sound. You sound a little like Tom Cruise with the stuffy nose. Like
Mm. Yeah,
could
I had to
feel
watch Eyes Wide Shut this weekend. Yeah,
that.
I've never seen that.
You
You
never
never
seen
seen
it? It's pretty good. I like it. I mean, I watched it to do the end pod there. We did 3 not so Christmas movies. So
If you're
yeah,
gonna watch a movie with him in it, like it's one to watch, but like I don't highly recommend much with that guy in it personally.
I liked Oblivion.
I like not Oblivion. What's the other one? The one that's based on All You Need Is Kill. That movie was okay.
All You Need Is Kill.
The one where
where he dies repeatedly with Emily Blunt.
Yeah,
that was great. Oh, where he rolls and he gets run over and you hear him give that little yelp. Ah! Then he gets run over. I always laugh every time when I hear that. Oh, that was a good movie. I enjoyed that movie. Yeah.
You should read the manga it's based on, man. It's hella good. But yeah. The movie's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'll have to read that. Yeah, we could do an episode where the manga and movie. Do one of those double movies where we read the.
I don't want to do an episode about a Tom Cruise movie though.
Why? You enjoyed that movie. Emily Blunt's in it. She's a badass in that with the big fucking oversized badass sword.
Yeah.
Get over yourself, dummy.
Yeah. No.
Just because it's Tom fucking Cruise. No. There's so much more we can talk about than that. We're going to talk about the manga too.
We could do an episode on Legend, maybe. That's like maybe like a movie of his that like I could talk about.
I'm in.
Anyway, enough about Tom Cruise. We're here to talk about Nick Cage.
Yeah.
How did we get
here? Yeah. Nick Cage definitely has more movies in his filmography that I enjoy than Tom Cruise for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next movie that we pick will be a vote based on 4 of Cookie's picks. So we might have to cross one off if she can't find it though. Yeah. But I think you could get Wild at Heart easily off Amazon or some.
Yeah, no, it's on Amazon.
Blu-ray,
I'll
DVD,
pick it up after
Blu-ray
Christmas.
or DVD type thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how easy it would be to find at like a Walmart. You'd probably have to fish through one of those stupid bargain bins. Yeah, where nothing's in order and it's like you're lucky if you find anything.
I can't. I have anxiety. I can't go digging through bins. I can't.
Do they have a vintage stock type store? Like
they have what?
Like a vintage stock type store where like they sell like new and used movies?
Like we have like mishmash places where it's like new and used movies and books. So
yeah, go to one of those and you could probably find it for like maybe $5 or something. Like
yeah, so I think I saw it on Amazon. If you look quick, can't be it's that expensive either.
It's like what, like $19 or something like that.
Wow, would it be that much?
Well, it's like the director's cut Blu-ray super duper edition thingy or whatever. So
okay, let's see. Yeah, you're right. Holy shit. I can't believe an old movie like but the cover's pretty cool on the other one though.
Oh, yeah, it's nice. It's very
with
pretty.
The heart? The one with the heart design? Yeah, that's a pretty cool one.
Because it's a Lynch movie, like they're gonna only put out prestigious versions of it nowadays, man. Probably.
Maybe if you get the DVD version, it's probably quite a bit cheaper though.
Yeah.
Because you can still find DVDs. Let's see, DVD. Probably find like the original, like bargain bin version. Holy fuck, DVDs are like up there too. Huh.
How much?
Canadian, it's 22. So you're better off. Like the Blu-ray was what, 29 Canadian. So yeah, you're not saving that much money.
Yeah, no.
Wow, that's surprising.
It's an interesting film, man. Like I would like a replica of his snakeskin jacket from that movie.
Fucking right, man. I would. That's what I told her, because Cookie's like, I don't like those kind of when they're too weird, the movies and stuff. I was like, yeah, but it's kind of. I
can't get down with Lynch most of the time, so
yeah. But I was like,
me into it.
Yeah, there's some dancing in it, and it's Lauren Dern and him, and they're like lovers in a violent world. Just trying to fight the world's trying to keep them apart, right? But their love is too strong, and they'll murder and kill, maim, and beat people just to be together. So yeah,
Yeah, it's
that's pretty
Tarantino-esque, man. Like,
Yeah.
and before Tarantino too. Like,
yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
came out like 2 years before Pulp Fiction.
Mm.
I was probably too young when I saw that movie. I was probably 12 when I saw that movie, so maybe borderline. You know. Yeah. But,
It's a fun watch, man. But I don't know about paying. Like, if you're not a fan of like Lynch, I wouldn't pay $30 for it. Like, as a fan of Lynch, it's not one of my
Yeah.
personal favorites of his, but it's an interesting film, man. Definitely.
Yeah, he channels a little bit of
Yeah.
little bit of Elvis in it. You know, he gets that look with the jacket and
Mm-hmm.
the way his mannerisms and stuff. You know, very Elvis like.
And there's a lot of Wizard of Oz stuff in there.
Yeah.
It's
It's
All
a
right, you left
yeah, it's
that
a
part out, Joe. What?
yeah. I haven't watched it in a long time though. Like,
Mm.
yeah,
and like
it's good.
like Laura Dern's mom goes crazy and she paints herself red with lipstick. Dude,
Yeah.
it's a movie, man. Let's just say
Like,
that.
what's his name's in it?
Harry Dean Stanton, he's like the private.
Willem Dafoe as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a good cast too. So
Yeah.
mhm. Yeah.
All right, maybe
So
I'll try and find a $5 copy at the mom and
books-
pop place.
Yeah, it's worth it. Cool. So I'll post that on socials. Like when we get closer, we'll set up a date in January sometime. When we get closer, I'll post it up so people can maybe set up a date, and then after the holidays, I'll post it up and let people vote.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite quote from Trapped in Paradise before we close out?
My favorite quote?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Liar, liar, pants on fire, nose as long as a telephone wire.
Yeah. Liar. Yeah, man.
Liar, liar. Pants on fire. I like that.
How about you, Johnny?
Oh man, like there's a bunch, but like yeah, I'd have to go with the are we going in circles? No, man, I just made 4 lefts. 4 lefts circle. Yeah, that's probably my favorite.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that one was pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's where he has his slight freak out again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have to go with the gun. Just it's not a quote, but it's just the one scene that.
Oh, when he pulls it out of the guy's mouth and shoots it, and he goes, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, he has a gun, and then everyone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the scene. That's the scene that I was like, oh my god, I just laughed when he did that. Yeah. So.
Oh, can I say one more thing about the movie?
Yeah.
Oh,
I totally forgot about the horse and sled scene where the sled started going into the lake. And I was like, if I have another Artex moment in my life, I'm not going to be able to handle it. I thought it was going to be like a never ending story. I'm like, watching another horse die in water. But I'm so happy they saved the horse. Very
it's a
happy.
Christmas movie. They had to. They couldn't let the horse die in a Christmas movie.
I was very nervous. I was screaming at the TV.
Yeah.
Very nervous.
That'd be hardcore if they did that. That'd be fucked up.
Yeah. Here's a great family film for you. A horse drowns.
Well, that's what they used to do to us when we were kids. Give us sad family movies.
But they'd either do it right at the beginning, though, often in a lot of these. Make that sad moment, and then they overcome like the adversity of losing, of loss.
Mm.
And be like, even though you get lost in life, you can still live a happy, fun life,
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the way they approached it when we were kids.
Yeah. Mostly. Yeah.
Mostly, yeah. All right. So our holiday movie, Nick Cage movie.
Overall score, what would you give it though, man? I'd give Trapped in Paradise an 8, man. Straight up.
Wow.
For a holiday, like for a holiday film, yeah, dude. And like with the cast it has, like as a Nick Cage film, man, like we said, it's kind of like a mediocre, but like for a film on its own, man, for like a holiday thing and all the things going for it, like yeah, it nails what it's going for, man. Like, and it's one that I go back to most holidays, like this and the Ref. Like it's kind of what I think of when watching movies that aren't like Die Hard, you know what I mean? That aren't official Christmas movies. Like this is like when I watch something that I consider like a real Christmas movie. What I put on in Paradise, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, same. I give it a solid 8 for being a Christmas comedy and holding its own up against all the others that are out there. Because this is it's genuinely funny. So.
How many are mid, dude, or worse than mid? Like there are some really shit Christmas comedies out there, Joe.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna give it a 6.
Wow. Here's your face.
And
I
just went and looked on IMDb, and it has a 5.9, so that's pretty close to the same as them.
Right.
But a 6 is still a pass.
Yeah.
So it's not like I gave it a 5. No, but I mean, like people are always looking for new things to watch for the holidays instead of the same old, like Johnny says, the same old, same old. So it's definitely a fun one that you could add into your rotation when it comes holiday time when you're looking for Christmas movies. It's definitely worth
and
the time. So
anywhere, like I have the DVD, but I saw that it's available on Tubi. And you guys said it's on everything else, right? You said Amazon.
Yeah, I watched it on Disney Plus in Canada.
Yeah. I watched it on Paramount Plus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it's on Showtime. Mm-hmm.
There you go. So you could. It's a fairly accessible movie for, especially now during the holidays. So yeah, if you're looking for a holiday movie, you don't know what to watch, give it a go. You'll probably enjoy it. Definitely has some great scenes in it.
You got Paramount Plus and you run out of Bar Rescue to watch, man. You could
stop calling me out.
I love Bar Rescue, man, so it's all good.
Shut it down.
But yeah, we don't know quite what we'll be doing next month, but like we're gonna put the poll up, and you're gonna kind of help Cookie decide. But yeah, we're gonna have some more Nicolas Cage goodness coming at you, and like we said, man, we got years worth of content with this show. You know what I mean? And yeah, we're gonna try to get a couple more guests on here and there, depending on what film we get. We got some audience participation we're hoping to happen. So hell yeah. But until then, man, happy holidays. If you guys don't join us for Naughty or Nice, like we want you guys to know that we wish you a Merry Christmas or whatever else you might celebrate, you know, Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or Festivus or any of that happy stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Party down, you know, have a good one. And we hope to see you on the other side of it, man. All happy, and I hope you got whatever you wanted, you know, in the Crimbus bush.
Mm-hmm.
Joe knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, we'll be back on Friday night. We're going to be doing our Naughty Nice. It's going to be our 3rd annual, our first one as How'd We Get Here. We're going to have a packed house. Cookie's going to be back with us, I believe. We're going to have a lot of phonos are going to be up in the house, man. It's going to be pretty cool. Yep.
Goose will be in the house.
Yeah, Goose is going to be here. Yeah, he's going to.
Yeah, we're going to be about 8 people for the so
rolling deep. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
The FBI will classify us as a gang. Like we're going to be
Friday at 9 p.m. East on Friday. Our annual Naughty or Nice episode. So it's usually pretty fun. It won't be 4 hours this year. I guarantee you that. I'll just fucking pull the plug.
I was gonna say you can have a piss bottle ready.
It'll be fun. Yeah. We're gonna go till Christmas. We're just gonna.
I'll be like, fuck it. I'm gonna step out. Yeah, I'm gonna step out for a few minutes. You know. Yeah. All right. So yeah, man. Hope to see people there. Hope they tune in and come join us in the chats because it'll be fun. Yeah. But I'm anxious to see. Well, I already know most people's picks now because I've gotten a few of the lists, but it'll be fun.
Yeah.
anxious to see what people have to say about it, because there's not too many repeats from all the lists I've gotten so far, so it'll be fun.
Killer.
Yeah.
So yeah. Happy holidays, y'all. See you guys
Yep.
Friday, hopefully.